Good
Hey,
morning, everybody. Good morning. Just going to bring
morning.
up my slide, but what I'll first of all do, I am going to mute everybody on the call. We're recording the call, so if you don't want to be recorded, we would ask you to take yourself off camera and obviously to think about whether you want to ask questions or not. But in order that we get a good recording, I am muting everybody right now. And I'm just going to pull up my screen, which will come up right now into presentation mode. Okay, so firstly, good morning. Thank you very much for joining this presentation today. My name is Beverly Doody, and I am very proud to be part of the SCORE organization, which I joined almost 2 years ago now. So really enjoy working with the local community, helping small businesses and doing things like this. In my other life, I had a 35-year career in human resources in a whole range of different areas of human resources, from compensation and benefits to labor and employer relations to HR business partnership, learning and development, pretty much the whole areas and disciplines of the HR function. Since I left my company, I was with Armstrong for 32 years. I continued my HR journey to train as a professional coach. So I am now a leadership coach, and also I do a lot of career coaching in my spare time. So very excited to share this webinar with you, which I think you'll find, or I hope you'll find, very helpful. So let me just explain what we're going to be going through today. So we're going to have just a little bit of an overview of what LinkedIn is. And I will apologize right up front if you are all experts. I want to start at the sort of maybe the lowest denominator so that we can go back and revisit our own profiles and maybe tweak them as we go through. I want to talk about how you develop a very powerful online profile. More than ever now, being in a virtual world, which the pandemic has forced on us, we need to be very cognizant of having a strong personal brand online. And LinkedIn is the way that we can do that while we're looking for a new career, while we're looking maybe, if we're a small business, for customers, people to speak to in organizations, and so on. I'm going to spend a little bit of time about how to build connections through LinkedIn, and also talk about how you can leverage this as a tool to support job search. And then I'm going to take you into a live demo. You'll see my profile, and I'll take you through some of the key features that you might want to think about when you are actually maybe going back and revisiting your own personal profile. And then a little bit about making LinkedIn your new normal. When we've come to job search in the past, it's often been word of mouth, networking, referrals from people that have worked very, very well. That's the same in 2021, although this year it tends to be more virtual, at least initially, than face-to-face. There will be time for questions and answers at the end of the presentation when we'll stop the recording. But this is what we're going to go through today. So a word about what LinkedIn is. It's really been an amazing success story. It's the world's largest professional networking platform. And I had a look at some data before I pulled this together. And in 2020, there were more than 610 million members worldwide. Just blows your mind when you think about it. It's hugely important in terms of how we connect with people, how we connect with businesses, with our associates, with our colleagues, with co-workers, with clients. And also it's a great tool to leverage when you're looking to connect with people who can influence your job search. And it's a living tool. It's live, it's always growing. You'll see if you go onto LinkedIn often, there are stories posted, there are lots of things going on, and it's a really great learning platform. Now, the question I get often asked is, do I need to pay for it? Now, I've used LinkedIn now for probably 10 plus years. I use it a lot with my career coaching, and I go for the free option. I don't pay a penny for my LinkedIn profile. There are premium accounts that you could sign up for. They tend to be around $30 a month. And you do get extra things, of course. You get some LinkedIn training you can attend. You can actually see who's been looking at your profile. So a few extras there. But it's a consideration when you are looking for a job and maybe you're not employed at the moment as to whether you want to put your hand in your pocket and spend $360 a year on LinkedIn. The one thing you can think about doing is trying a free month trial to start with. I believe they ask you to put your credit card details in when you try your month trial. Remember to cancel it if you don't want it after that period. But I use it very well without paying a penny for it. So just something to think about. If you are a veteran, you can get free membership to LinkedIn. So again, any vets out there, that's a great opportunity for you to get a little bit of an enhanced experience without paying any more money. So these are the various sections that make up your personal profile. And I'm going to take each one in turn. So your professional headline, as we call it, your professional headshot and the background banner, which many people miss and leave blank. Your contact details, if you want to be contacted by a potential recruiter, you want to make sure you've got your contact details in there. The About section, which is a summary of your key skills, achievements, and qualifications. This is the part where you really grab someone's attention and prove that you are the person they absolutely have to talk to, someone that could really make a difference to their business. There's the experience section, which I'll spend a little bit of time on, skills and endorsements, which are very important, and also recommendations, which are very important, licenses and certifications, and accomplishments. We'll go into that a bit later. This is a LinkedIn definition of accomplishments and interest groups. So quite a lot of different sections that make up your profile. The one thing I really want you to remember is that even though this profile has your details in and it's about you, it's not really about you. It's about your reader. So you'll want to make this a profile that's very engaging, that as the person reading it knows straight away who you are, what problems you can solve, why they should be talking to you. So in the very top section of your personal profile, you have your professional headline, and you have 120 characters to grab someone's interest. Now that might be a certified professional coach, and then using the pipeline symbol, which I'll show you in the live demo, HR consultant, you might have another pipeline trainer, whatever it might be. So when you have recruiters or people looking through your profile, they see straight away who you are, what field you're in, and whether you are of interest to them. Okay. You may even put in your objective from your resume. So for example, I'm doing a lot of teaching at the moment at a local college. I'm getting my students ready to reach out to senior HR people to conduct an interview with them around strategic HR. And, I'm suggesting they have a really good LinkedIn profile, which says they are, class of 2021, Eton College, a degree in business administration with marketing, looking for first career opening in manufacturing, whatever it might be. Your name and your title, this headline, they go with you through every iteration of LinkedIn. So if someone is looking for you, if someone is forwarding your details to somebody else, that professional headline goes all the way through all the interactions that we have with LinkedIn. So it sums up who you are and the problems you solve. And we'll go in a little bit more detail when I get into the live demo here. The one thing that people often make a really big mistake with is their photograph. I can't tell you how many photographs I've seen with people on holiday, where they've got their arm around Julie and Fred, but they've cut Julie and Fred off, and you just see the picture with them with their arms sticking out to the side. I had a classic of one person who was bending over to put a box in the boot of their car. And I'm thinking that really isn't selling you when it comes to a professional photograph. Now, you can get pretty good photographs now on your phone, but make sure it looks professional. It's a head and shoulders view. It's not a very busy background. You have a warm smile. You look business casual. You don't have to have shirt and tie, but have a jacket, have a smart blouse. For the ladies, have a nice necklace or whatever. Warm smile, no busy background, no holiday shots, no vacation shots. I know it sounds obvious, but when you look at some profiles, you think, oh my goodness, what were they thinking when they used that photograph? Background banner. Now, some of you may be thinking, what on earth is that? This is the part that goes behind your photograph. You've got a long horizontal oblong shape that you can put an image in. The default is like some sort of gray coloring that LinkedIn provide for you. But the idea is to have a shot that actually links to what your career aspirations are, or if you're a small business, it links to what your business is. You can get fantastic images copyright free if you search on the internet. But having something powerful there just builds all these algorithms that we have in LinkedIn that show that you are an active profile. So again, when we get into my profile, I'll sort of talk you through the story behind my background banner. Contact details. This is again still at the top of your profile. So think about the top of your profile as being your business card. And in there, you'll want to have your professional email address. I've seen a lot of people who put their date of birth in their email address. I would advise you strongly not to do that. We shouldn't be making decisions about people based on their age, but people do. So make sure you have a professional email address. I've seen email addresses in my HR career that are obviously personal, chatty email addresses. Get a new email address if your current private one is not professional. Consider having your mobile phone number visible as well. Personal choice, of course, but if you are active in your job search and someone has an opening this afternoon and they want to talk to you, you might miss an email, but they may get you on your phone. If you put your phone number out there, whenever the phone goes, remember that you need to answer it in a professional way. Beverly Doody, good morning, how can I help you? Also, what you get with your top section and in the contact details, LinkedIn give you your own URL link. And it's normally a random link with letters and numbers all mixed in together. I will show you on the live demo how we can change that. But you can change your link that says Beverly Doody CPC or whatever qualification you may want to put after your name. And as long as there's not another Beverly Doody CPC on LinkedIn, you can use that. Some people put in their middle initial, some people might put in another certification, but it looks more professional if you have a customized URL link. You can also put in links to other media. So say, for example, you're a designer and maybe you've got some really cool designs and you want to showcase your work. I will show you where you can link to media. So someone looking in your profile thinks, wow, she's a designer. Oh, she's got some examples here of what she can do. Oh, I really like this. It's another way of selling who you are and sharing your brand. And it may sound strange to say, but I always recommend that you put your contact details again in the about section of your profile. And you're thinking, what, again? That's twice. Think about your reader. In your about section, you've got the list there of your skills, what you can do, your achievements, your education. When you've got someone hooked, make it easy for them to quickly send you an email rather than coming out of that section and going into the contact details section. And then the About section. And again, I will show you mine as we go through the live demo. But you have 288 characters to grab someone's attention before they click the See More link. So if you haven't grabbed someone's attention, they will just move on to the next profile. So think about, what is your hook? Maybe you call to a problem that a company may have. Concerned about the level of engagement of your employees with your company, then look no further, blah, blah, blah. Think about the hook. What are you selling? How can you get that person to click the read more button just to find out more about who you are? And these are the things you should have in your About section. So what makes you unique? Why should I want to employ you? Or if you're a small business, why should I want to do business with you? What are you offering? What are your unique selling points? Always have a few accomplishments in there as well, with measurable results. Perhaps you're an extraordinary recruiter and you reduce the time to fill at your company by 33%. 33% is money saved to a business. So thinking about what you have delivered with measurable results can make a difference. You may want to also link your skills and proficiencies. And again, I'll show you the pipeline symbol that we use. It's like the capital I to break up so it makes it easy for the reader. Put in your last educational and professional qualifications. If you have anything that's a particular skill, such as technical skills, or maybe you are bilingual, pull that into that About You section as well. And then add your personal contact details, as I mentioned beforehand. With your experience section, this is not a cut and paste from your resume. This is where you're putting previous experience, work experience. You decide how much experience you want to put in. I would argue the last 15 years of your experience is the most important. What you did 20 odd years ago was probably very important then, but will have very little impact on what people want to see when they are interviewing you for your next role. So the last number of years are the most important. It's a personal choice. People often will try on their resume to put their life history into their resume. With my career coaching, I recommend no more than 2 pages to a resume, because again, it's really like a promotional piece of literature to get you the interview. It's not your life history. What you can do with LinkedIn, though, you can put in extra things. Maybe you had other accomplishments. Maybe you're part of certain groups that are forward thinking. Maybe there are other things that could help build out, in addition to your resume, a little bit more about you and what you've done in the past. Keep your statement short and demonstrate the difference you delivered in your roles. So what did you do? Not that I phoned people, I interviewed people, I did this, I did that. What was the outcome? I improved this process so that the time to fill improved by 33%, resulting in a better candidate experience of Y%. So really think through statements that demonstrate not what you did, but what you delivered. And that's a key point. Action points should be action-oriented. So what you did, you drove, you created, you developed, you delivered. And as I said before, metrics help to tell the story. I'm going to go through this one a little bit quickly because I really want to get into the live demo to show you what a profile can look like. But this section is important. There are various algorithms in LinkedIn. And if you have skills that have been endorsed by other people in LinkedIn, that says that your profile has more validity than other profiles that have not been endorsed. So you've got 2 sections here. You've got skills, which you hope to get endorsements with. And secondly, you've got recommendations. And there's a very neat way, a really great template that LinkedIn have set up that you can reach out. And again, I'll show you how to do this. And you reach out to a fellow connection on LinkedIn to ask for a recommendation. Very important that your top 3 skills, which show automatically on your profile, are the ones that are going to help you secure that next job. You can have up to 50 skills in LinkedIn, which I know is quite a lot, but have the top 3 that are going to help you with your job search. And again, I'll show you how to do that. Now, you may be thinking, well, I had this random request from somebody to connect with me. And what I would say to you is if you want people to endorse you, if you want to connect with people to help you with your job search or to help you build clientele for your small business, then reciprocate. This could be another person like you trying to get noticed, trying to find that new role, trying to find a new client. Accomplishments include foreign language fluency, any patents you might have. If you're a student, it could be any coursework, any publications, any honors. And with interest groups, this is a really great way to expand your network. Let me give you an example. If you're not paying for LinkedIn and you have a burning ambition to work for Armstrong World Industries, for example, my former company, you can follow Armstrong World Industries. And then when you get into that group, you are able to connect with everyone else that is following Armstrong World Industries. So it's another route to finding someone who may have a premium LinkedIn account who doesn't want to talk to you unless you have a premium LinkedIn account. So it's very, very helpful. A lot of people follow people who are well known as thinkers and I can't say the word, philanthropists. So, for example, I follow Richard Branson at Virgin, Bill Gates, Simon Sinek, who's a great thought leadership person, because my interest is HR and coaching. One thing I would caution you against is following or being very open about following political or religious groups. Absolutely your personal choice, of course, and people shouldn't make judgments about you based on who you follow if they don't happen to agree with your political affiliations or your religion, but people do, sadly. So it's obviously personal choice, but something for you to think about. Licenses and certifications, we're getting to the end of the list here now, but maybe you have a license for driving a forklift truck. Maybe you are trained in a health and safety qualification. Perhaps you are a process improvement expert. Anything that is a qualification given by an external body is really great to capture on your LinkedIn profile. Again, it's that third-party validation that you do have the skill that you said you had. It gives that extra level of credibility to your profile. Building connections are very important. We want you to start building connections and building a network within LinkedIn. And the magic number, would you believe, is over 500, 501. And the reason why it's 501 is on your profile, right at the top with the contact section, it shows you how many connections you have. And it doesn't count above 501. So your direct contacts are your first degree connections. Their contacts are your second degree connections. And the contacts of your second degree connections are your third degree connections. So there's an opportunity to leverage other people's networks to get connected with people who could help you with advice on job search, who could connect you with people who can help you, and so on. Whenever you are reaching out, please personalize the request. So, dear Linda, I saw your your profile on LinkedIn. I'm very interested about the experience you've had. I'm looking to get into that field. Would you please be so kind as to connect with me on LinkedIn? So a personal request just makes it that little bit more likely that they'll say, yes, I'm happy to work with you. So step one, when you're making a connection request, is that you hit the connect button, which I will show you shortly. Step two, when someone said, yes, I'll connect with you, I also think it's a really good courtesy to reach out and thank them for connecting. And if they are someone that you think might be able to help guide you with job search, you can also arrange for a 20-minute virtual coffee conversation with them. The key here, and it's really important, don't plague people to say, give me a job. People will tend to run as fast as they can in the other direction if you do that. Ask people for help and guidance. And then you'll find you'll have a great conversation with people. And at the end of that conversation, ask, are there one or two other people you recommend I should talk to? What you're doing is building awareness. You're learning about different industries, different roles, and you will eventually come to somebody who can directly help you with your job search. Okay. We're going to go through this again. I'm going to quickly show you this when I get into my profile, but we now have an open to work symbol that you can put around your profile to notify recruiters and others that you are looking for work. You can do it just so that you show recruiters, or you can do it that you're showing everybody on your network, and I'll show you how to do that. Networking is key. There are some staggering numbers, like 93% of all new jobs are found through networking. So leverage your network, build ongoing relationships. This is not a one-off because you're looking for a job. What can you do to help the person you're reaching out to as well? I'm going to show you a little bit of the job search function as well, and also start thinking about engaging posting some engaging content, something that supports your career objectives. Maybe you read a report about looking for a job in a virtual world. You can post it. And again, all those algorithms in LinkedIn start to say, aha, this is a very active profile, and active profiles get in front of recruiters. Okay, comment on other people's posts. Don't just like, express specifically what you enjoyed or what you learned from that post. Now, of all the pages that I'm going to go through today, this one is absolutely critical. When you start updating your LinkedIn profile so that you don't drive your current connections crazy with lots of emails talking about you changing your work or changing your roles, we go into settings and privacy. We go into the visibility menu. We go into the visibility of your LinkedIn activity menu, and we turn off the notice that tells people that you've changed jobs. This is just while you are building your profile and making it look good. Otherwise, if you have 500 connections, all of them are going to get a message when you go in and change your job history in LinkedIn. And that's a very quick way to maybe disengage people from your profile rather than engage people with your profile. When you have your profile as you'd like it, then switch that back on. Now you'll get a copy of this presentation. So you'll get a copy of where you go to actually switch this off and switch this on. But it's critically important as you start to work through your profile. So we're going to go into a LinkedIn demo. But first of all, I want to just take you through the top of my profile. I've got my professional headshot here. Behind me on my banner, my background banner, because I am a coach and because I help people to realize their potential, or hopefully that's my mission, I've got a picture that I think is very inspirational to me. It's actually the view outside my back of my house as well, but I can see the sky, I can see hills, I can see potential. What you'll notice here, out of all these little arrows, these little pencils that we have, this is where we can go in and start changing and playing with our photographs and things. So this is my business card, effectively. You see my name. You see that I've got some qualifications after my name. And then for my headline, I have certified professional coach. This little I sign here is called a pipeline. It's normally done with the shift key, and it's below the backspace button on your keyboard. So I am a certified professional coach. I'm a talent development facilitator. I'm an HR consultant. You see where I live. You see I've got the magic number here of more than 500 connections. And this is the button that's a live link to my contact information. One word here, I put down Strasbourg, Pennsylvania, but if you were maybe looking to go into Harrisburg or Philadelphia to work, you might change that to Greater Philadelphia area if you wanted to look at a wider net when it comes to looking for roles that you may want to do. The top right here, I have my business name. I also have some of my education here as well. And you'll note that I've put down that I'm open to work, but this is visible only to recruiting companies. And I'll show you in the live demo, if you are open to your whole network, you'll get a little green open to work symbol around your photograph where I am indicating now. So I'm open to work as an executive coach, a leadership coach, management trainer, HR consultant. The other thing I want to point out before we come off this screen, this button here is really, really important. This is where you add each section of your profile that we went through beforehand. And this section here, the More button, is also very important. You can go in there and you can download a PDF version of your profile. And that's a great way of looking at it and saying, does it read well? Do I have the right skills pinned to the top? Do I have clear contact information? Do I have a nice URL link so I look professional, and so on? So I'm going to come out of here, stop sharing, and then I'm going to go into my LinkedIn profile. So let me just pull that one up. Give me just a moment. So I'm going to go into LinkedIn. And hopefully people can see my LinkedIn profile here. So this is a live link. Again, you can see my photograph, you can see the background banner and so on. If I want to change that, I click on this link here and I could change the photograph. I could see something on the internet that I like. I'll save it onto my directory and then I can change my photograph. I can make it bigger, smaller, etc. Okay. If I want to change my headline here, again, I click on the little pencil and I could change my name. I could change the qualifications I have after my name. Some people choose to record their name so that people pronounce it in the right way. I've got here my headline. Now, some people have a job title that reflects the company they work at. If you're looking for a job, you may not be working at a company. So still have a strong headline about what you are, wanting to do for your career. And under the company, you can say you're currently looking for work. So you can add a new position. You see this blue link here. And then you could say currently seeking employment, and you save that. And what happens is it comes up where I've got the Smart Coach, which is my business. It will come up here as currently seeking my next opportunity. Okay. One thing I do want to show you, I mentioned that page that was really important. So if I go into my profile here, you see the little drop down, I go into my settings and privacy. I go into the visibility menu, and again, you'll get this on the deck that will come out. I go into the visibility of my LinkedIn activity, and then I can change my profile updates to no. And that's how you go in and change that. And that's where you'll go in to change it back to yes again when you've really got a fantastic profile. So let me go back into my profile again. Okay, so what it says here, I'm open to finding a new job. Or if you're a small business and you want to hire people, you can put down that you're open to hiring people. So it's a really neat tool for that. If I go into this More button that I mentioned to you, I can save my profile to a PDF, which I'm going to do. And then for those of people that haven't seen that, and I'm going to open it up. And I want to make sure that you can see that. Irada, could you just let me know whether you can see my profile?
Yes.
Great, thank you. So here I can see very clearly my contact details, my email address, my LinkedIn URL, my top skills, which are helping me with my career, the languages I speak, my certifications. Here I've got down what I'm offering. Here I have my summary, and it takes you through my contact details and so on. I always put something personal in as well about me. This is my I statement. This is who I am, what I do. And I'm an avid reader. I love to travel when we're allowed to travel. I love languages. I love to dance. I love theatre, and I'm trying to learn the piano. My son's a really good piano player, and I think he must get that from me, or so I'm trying to prove. And then I put down some of the work experience that I've had. Okay. So I'm going to go back into my profile. That's a really good way of checking how your profile looks. And also, if you're finding someone on LinkedIn and you want to get an overview of their experience, you can download it from their profile, and then you can save it. So when you're speaking to that person, you have a snapshot of what they can do. So let me move further down into the profile here. So show recruiters you're open to work. So if I click on this link, you can tell what kind of work you're open to. Now, LinkedIn is very clever. It will go through and look at your job history and will give you ideas of what you might want to look for. So I might want to say coach, and coach comes up. I might want to say HR business partner, and HR business partner comes up. I might want to say trainer, and a training specialist comes up. So it will look at what's in your work experience, and it will make some ideas for you with all the various matchings that it has in LinkedIn. I could add a location. I might say I want to work in the greater Philadelphia area. So I could pull that one up as well. I could put down, and I think most of us at the moment are open to remote work. I can say I'm available immediately and I'm actively applying, or maybe I am being flexible. I'm just casually browsing. Perhaps I just want part-time work. I don't want full-time anymore. I'm happy with contract work. And then I can determine who gets to see that I'm looking for work. If I click this one, you'll see around my photograph, open to work comes up. So I'm going to do it just to show you. I'm going to add it to my profile. And then what you can see on my profile is a note that comes up that says I'm open to work. So if you're actively job seeking, that says to everybody in your network that you're open to work. I'm not open to work, so I'm going to take it off. I'm going to go down and here we are. I'm no longer open. And you'll no longer be sharing what you are open, that you're open to work. Did I do that right? I did. Save. Okay, I'll correct it later. Anyway, moving further down, I told you that this button is really important too. This takes you to all the sections in LinkedIn. So if I click on these down arrows here, I've got location, which I've put in. If I click down here, it says my About section, which I'll show you in a moment, is looking good. That section is complete. If I look in the Featured section, I can put down any posts that I want to make, any articles, any links, any media. And if I click away, you can see here what I have done is I've got here a coaching certification. Whoops, let's go back. Yep, a coaching certification I've got. I've got here a video that I did last year. So things like that where you can use social media. Okay. This is my About section. So I mentioned to you before, you have 288 characters to grab someone's attention. So before I click that See More button, what I'm saying is I'm a certified professional coach and training facilitator, specializing in working with executive leadership, women in leadership, emerging leaders, team dynamics, and career transition. So that's my headline. That's what I'm trying to get people excited about. If I click on the See More, I have 2,000 characters here to build that out. Now, what you'll notice is I have a lot of white space. And the reason why I have white space is it makes it easier for the person reading it to read it. So I've got a bit more background about my HR career, what I'm good at, the fact I feel I'm a good relationship builder, etc., culturally aware. Here's some of my education, that I'm actually a volunteer for SCORE, and I'm also a volunteer for the International Coach Federation in Philadelphia, a bit about me, and again, my contact details. So that's under the About section. Okay. Moving further down, I showed you the Featured section where you can link social media. What you'll have as well in your own profile, they'll give you a rating. I've got an all-star rating from LinkedIn because my profile is complete. And it shows who has viewed my profile, how many posts I've viewed, how many searches I appeared in. I can look at this to find out about salary insights and so on. So that's private to you. Okay, giving you a range of what would an adjunct instructor in the United States earn and so on. Let's go back into here again. So moving further down, here is some of my activity. I have LinkedIn open all the time. I learn a lot from LinkedIn, to be honest. There's some great articles that are posted and so on. And then I get into my work experience. And again, what I'm doing here, I'm using the pencil to make changes, and I'm trying to have bullets so it's easy to read. Now, some of you will find on the left-hand side where I am circling that maybe a logo does not show up. That's because you either have the wrong name of the company that you worked for, or your company doesn't have a LinkedIn business page. My company has a LinkedIn business page, so I'm able to use my logo. It's taking me into my business page. Let me just go back. And I go back to view my profile if I ever get lost. Okay, moving further down, just wanted to show you, without making you seasick here, I've got my education here. I've got some licenses and certifications. You know, I told you about those, give you extra credibility on your profile. I've got some volunteer experience here, and I keep moving down. Skills and endorsements. So here I need to do more, getting more endorsements, but you can actually add skills. So if I go into the Add Skills button, they suggest skills based from your profile. So I could say labor relations. The reason why it's not letting me click is because I've reached the limit of 50 skills. If you haven't reached that limit, you can add some of the other skills in here. The top 3 skills they're showing for me are coaching, performance management, and leadership development. And I can change those by looking at that little wonderful pencil sign again. And you can see I have the green pin, putting those to the top. I might change my mind and say, I don't want to have leadership development anymore. And it's as easy as clicking it to unpin it. And I could choose another one, but I do want to have leadership there. So I'm going to go down and find that skill again. And when I found it, I turn the white pin into a green pin. So I go back at the top, and those are the 3 that are saved to the top of my profile. Okay. It's then also very important, excuse me. It's because I'm showing myself open to jobs. I'm getting already jobs coming through, which is very interesting, particularly those of you who are looking for jobs. It's a really good idea to ask for recommendations from people. And if you can aim for 5 to 10 recommendations that are current, it just shows that you're very active again in terms of your profile. Now, I'd like to show you how to do that. So remember, I said to you, this button is going to be very important to you, the Add Profile section. And you move down, and it's where you don't think it's going to be, under Additional Information. And you see here it says Request a Recommendation. So I'm going to ask somebody, let me think who I might ask. And I know there's somebody on the call who I could ask. And how do I know Hugh? And I could say we worked together. Maybe we worked in the same group. And at the time I worked with him, I was a SCORE mentor. And then I go into the next button and I say, Dear Hugh, you may remember we worked together at SCORE. I'd be really grateful if you could please write a recommendation for me. I'm looking to launch a career in X. So you can only do this with people who are your connections in LinkedIn, but it's a really great way of getting up-to-date recommendations that you want to have, which show right down at the bottom here. The final piece I want to show you is interest groups. So these are various people I follow. I think, being in leadership, Jacinda Ardern, who's the Prime Minister of New Zealand, I think she's an incredible female leader, and I coach female leaders. But I can see all here, and you can see the people I follow: influencers, companies, groups, and schools. So I follow a lot of people. And if I look here, Elizabethtown College, if I wanted to get hold of somebody at Elizabethtown College, I can click in, and it will come up in a moment. And I can see that there are so many people here. There are 17 people who work here. If I'm looking for an HR person to help me with my job search, that might be very, very helpful. And the final thing I want to show you before we come back together, I'll go back into viewing my profile, is the search function. So maybe I want to work for Armstrong World Industries in Lancaster. So I type that in and I see what comes up. And if I'm looking for a job, I see straight away, this is a talent attraction and acquisition manager at Armstrong. Oh, I might want to message that person to see what openings they have. Oh, this person here, Amethyst, she's a talent acquisition specialist at Armstrong. I might want to talk to her as well. If I was looking for a job, I did another search earlier. Say I was looking to work at Walmart in Lancaster. I then put that in, and oh, look, I found the HR manager at Walmart. So again, that might be someone I want to connect with and someone who can help me in my job search. Okay, so I'm going to pull us all back together again now and stop sharing. And I was planning, maybe we stop the recording now, and I'm very open to any questions that people have about LinkedIn, anything I can help anybody with.